Hey Sheldon, I'm just wondering if you can just give us a timeline on Mitch and Pierre and how, in terms of the testing and if whether or not they're symptomatic or asymptomatic.
In terms of timeline, Mitch was positive yesterday. Pierre, I'm not sure whether his was today or yesterday. I think I'm not certain on that. I think both have minor symptoms. I would say at this point, from what I've been told, and just some exchanges with them, they'll be fine.
Sorry, and just pulling back, your team's on quite a run these last 25 games. I know you're looking forward in maybe one of 5-10 game segments, but what has stood out, especially after the tough start, about the resilience your group has shown?
I just think, we found a rhythm as a team. We got ourselves in sync. We prioritized defending, and I think that in turn just made us better on offense. And then we found rhythm offensively and on our power play. So those kind of things happened for us, and we're really in a groove there. With the break here now, I think though that there's obviously a significant disruption to that. And that's where we're at now, is just finding our way back to where we've had success and how we've played. I don't think we've gotten there with the 2 games that we've played so far coming out of the break, and we're going to have to find another level without question as we head out onto this road trip.
Next, we'll go to Terry Cochan, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Terry.
Hey, Sheldon, provided Nick clears today, what does he have to do, do you think, to kind of get himself in a spot where he's not in that spot again where he is placed on waivers?
Well, I mean, first of all, he's on waivers. I mean, it's not just a reflection on Nick. It's a lot to do with our situation with our team and salary cap and all those kind of things. Decisions have to be made, but I think it's just finding greater consistency and finding ways to impact the game. Whether that's scoring, whether that's using his physicality and disrupting the game that way. That's really what you're looking for. That's really been the gist of all the conversations that I've had with Nick throughout the season. But we're going to see what happens here. But it's as much reflection of where we're at with the salary cap and things as rather than a reflection of how we feel about Nick. So, we'll see how it goes. If he's still with us here as we get through this, we have Nick, and we also have some added flexibility in our roster, and I think that helps us. We'll just continue to work with him if that's the case, and then if not, then we hope he gets another opportunity somewhere else, and we'll get that roster flexibility and cap space. So. But Rick has done what we've asked of him, and we can't and don't fault his effort. Just hasn't worked out the way that anybody had seen to this point. And a lot of other people have stepped up and have really performed very well. So that's part of it too, is just other guys have outplayed him.
And just regarding tomorrow night, I mean, you guys are strung together a lot of wins in the past couple of months, and Colorado has more or less kept pace with that, 16 of 20. I know your attention has been elsewhere for the last few weeks, Sheldon, but what are you thinking about Colorado heading into this game tomorrow night, what the Avs have been able to do here?
Well, I just know that we're going to go into a game tomorrow, first of all, back and playing in front of a full building for, it's been almost a month here since that's been the case. And we're playing against a very good team. And the way that we've played in the 2 games since coming back from the break, that's not going to cut it on this road trip. That's certainly not going to cut it on Saturday against Colorado. We've got to play better. We've got to play a lot more connected, with a lot more urgency. We've got to raise our level, the intensity level, the stress of being on the road and the fans and all those things, and what that provides. We've got to get back to that level. We can't be easing into it. Colorado's a team that comes at you in waves, and they come early, and we've got to be prepared for that. And then it doesn't get much easier from there. So we've got to, we've got to be prepared certainly on Saturday, but also, you look ahead and it's 6 games, at least 6 games here that are going to be consecutively on the road for us. And we'll take them one at a time. But this, Colorado team is, they're a very good team. They've been an elite team in the league for a number of years here now, and they're firing on all cylinders. And we've got a great deal of respect for the skill and the offense that they produce and how they can break games open. So we've got to be prepared defensively.
Next, we'll go to David Alter with the hockey news. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Sheldon. Andre Kasha skated before practice but didn't join the main group. I was wondering if you had an update on his status.
Yeah, no real update other than to say we just continue to be day to day. We're not expecting him to be available for tomorrow at this point, but he is going to travel with us and just look to continue to progress, and we'll just have to monitor that.
We'll go 2 more here. We'll go to Jonas Siegel with The Athletic next. Go ahead, Jonas.
Hey, Sheldon, with how crazy the schedule has been and how well Jack has played, how do you kind of find ways to work in Peter over the next couple weeks?
Yeah, we're going to have to see. I mean, we'll take it a day at a time here, but, Jack's going to play tomorrow in Colorado, and, we have a back-to-back coming up on this trip with Vegas, Arizona. So, we'll look at splitting the goaltenders there, and we'll see how that shakes out. But really, throughout the rest of January, as our schedule sits right now, with the exception of that back-to-back, we've got two days between every game, which was pretty much unheard of for us in the early going of our schedule. So there's going to be lots of opportunity there for Jack, but certainly not forgetting about Peter. Need to get him back going for sure. The schedule will heat up eventually. It's just that's not the case here currently. So he's going to have to bide his time and wait for those opportunities to come.
Last one, we'll go to Luke Fox with Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Sheldon. Just going back to Nick for 1 second. When you decide to make that decision to put him on waivers, how does that conversation go? Are you involved? Is it just Kyle? And how did Nick take that news?
Yeah, I'm not involved in that decision or that discussion. I was informed that was going to be the case yesterday, and that Kyle was going to handle it and talk with them. And that's really that. It's, when these type of things go on, it's a management decision. My job's to coach the players. As of today, Nick was still available to us, and we prepared to play tomorrow as though he was still going to be with us. And if that's the case, then we're prepared for it. If not, we'll adjust.